All right, today we're going to talk about different things that help you analyze data, okay? Some of the stuff you've probably seen, some of it's going to be new, but we're going to talk about central tendency and standard deviation, okay? So central tendency is central values, or it's middle of the data set, because, I mean, you know, central means middle, right? Let's do a thinner pen. So they're really just middle values, okay? So a mean is an average set, okay? So when you find the mean of your data, you're finding the average. Okay, so you've probably heard of that one. It's where you add your data up and you divide by what you got. But I'm also going to show you that Desmos finds all of this for you, okay? The median is the middle value for your data set listed in order. That is very important right there. It has to be listed in order before you can find the median. The mode is the most frequently occurring value in set of data. Now this one Desmos won't find for you, but the mode's pretty easy to find. The range is the difference means subtract, between the highest and the lowest. This is just where you say the max minus the min, okay? Outlier, that is the value that is extremely different from the rest of the data set, okay? And your outlier is actually very important because your outlier can really skew your data. If you have a really low outlier for test scores, it's going to bring that average score down. Like even with your grades, you can have 3 A's for a test grade and then you make a 30 on a test. That's really going to drop your average test grade down, okay? All right, so I want to find the mean, median, mode, and range. So first we're going to find the mode because that's the one Desmos doesn't do. Okay, so your mode is the most occurring one. So who do you see in this set of data happening the most? And you can have more than one mode. Okay, so if you look, it looks like the mode, there isn't a mode, is there? Every one just occurs once, so that means there is no mode, and that's fine. Okay, there doesn't have to be a mode. All right, so we're going to go to Desmos to find the rest, okay? So we're going to pull up Desmos. Now, in Desmos, all right, so when you're doing Desmos, you first must establish your list, okay? Let me get this set. There we go. All right, so you must establish your list. So the first thing you do is you type your list in. Well, to type your list in, you first have to type L, okay? L for list. And then it's going to equal, and then you use brackets, okay? So then you just type your numbers in, okay? So we're just going to type them in. 3.4, comma, 4.5, comma, 2.3, comma, 5.9, comma, 9.8, comma, 3.3, comma, 2.1, 3.0, and 2.9. Okay, so there's my list, and it tells me I have 9 elements, so you can know if you didn't type something. So we're in statistics, right? I want to know the stats of the list L. So what we're going to do is we're going to type in stats, parentheses, whoops, L. And look, it gives you your stats. Now, this isn't all of them, okay? So it definitely gives you the median. It says the median is 3.3. So I'm going to come back here and I'm going to put the median is 3.3. Okay? And then I need to find the mean and the range and an outlier, okay? All right, so when I go back to Desmos, I want the mean, right? So when you go over here to functions, there's a tab called stats. And look, they have a mean button right there. You want to find the mean of L. Let's delete that. You want to find the mean of list L. And look, it gives you the mean, 4.13. Okay, so 4.13 is the mean. Your range is your max minus your min. Okay, but again, function stat, does it give us range? It doesn't give you range, but when you do stat, I need to get a new, okay, there we go. If you do stat, Come on, come on. Struggling. There we go. Stat. And you want L. Your range is your max minus your min. Well, it tells me my max is 9.8. Subtract your min of 2.1. And so my range is 7.1. Okay. Now your outliers is any data that's really far off. And if you look, this 9.8 is really not close to any of my data set. So my outlier is going to be 9.8. Okay. All right. So let's do another one. So we want to find the mode. The median, the mean, the range, and the outlier. Okay? All right, so outlier. Do you see a number that just seems so far from the other ones? Well, if you look, 0 is kind of far from all those, so I would say 0 is the outlier. Now, a mode is a number that occurs the most. Do you see a number that occurs more than once? Yeah, I got 19 occurring twice, so my mode is going to be 19. And the rest we're going to find when we go back to Desmos. Now, I would actually leave the L right here, and I would just retype my numbers. Okay? Because you've already got everything up for list L, so why not just retype list L? So it's going to be 17, comma, 21, comma, 19, comma, 10, comma, 15, comma, 19, 14, comma, 0, comma, 11, comma, 16. All right, so my mean is 14.2. My range, or my median, let's find the median. The median was given to you. The median is 15.5. The range is going to be your max minus your min. Well, my max is 21. My min is 0. So my range is 21. Whoops. Come on. Uh-oh. There we go. I don't know what was going on there. So my range is 21. Okay. All right. The next one. So that's what I usually do when we have class. So we won't do that one. You can do that one if you want to. If you actually want to use the data set that you have on like how many calls you've made in the past 2 days. It'd be kind of neat to see your central tendencies for that. All right. So example 3. As you scored an 83, 74, 95, and 76 on your last 4 math tests. If you want to earn 85% in the class, what score must you get on your next math test? So this actually shows you how you can find your average set of tests. If you want to end with an 85, this actually really helps with that. Okay, so so far I've made an 83, a 74, a 95, and a 76. So right now, my total test grades is 328. So this equals 328. Okay, that's how many points I have right now for my test grades. I have one more math test to take. Okay, I got one more math test to take. Right here, it says it right here on your next math test. So there's one more that I don't know. Okay, but I want them to average out to 85. So I want them to equal 85. Well, averaging out means you add everything you have and divide by how much you had. Well, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tests. So I'm going to divide it by 5. Let's solve for x. Multiply by 5 on both sides. 85 times, so this is going to be 328 plus x equals 425. Subtract 328. So that last test, I need to score a 97% to have an 85 in the class. Okay, and you see how those 70s brought your average down. That's why you had to score so high on that last one to get a B in the class. Okay, all right. Next one's the same thing. It says you scored a 99, a 67, an 83, and an 86. So right now you have a total of 335 points for your test. And it says if your next test counts twice, so the next test counts twice. That means you're taking one test, but we're adding it twice. So there's 2 x's there. So I'm going to add 2 x's. but I want it to equal 90%. Well, how many tests technically do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to divide it by 6. Solve. Multiply by 6 on both sides. 90 times 6 is 540. Subtract 335. And I get 2x to equal 205. We divide by 2. That's going to be x equals 102. Can you score 102 on a test? No. So is it possible for him to even get that 90%? No, it's not possible. He will never get it because you cannot score a 102 on a test. Okay? All right. All right, so that is it for central tendencies today, and we'll see you back later with the next video. Uh-oh. Oh man, I'm still recording, I think.